Maverick traders, welcome out to your currency recap for July 7th. Hard to believe the year is flying by as fast as it is. We're going to go through major markets, meaningful news, talk about what is heating up, what's cooling off, where there's velocity, and always highlight our very best crypto or Forex trade ideas.
All trades and analysis in this video are intended for professional traders only. This content does not constitute financial advice and is for educational purposes. This video is being released after a short delay due to Compliance Department review. Maverick members receive this content immediately as part of their daily trading resources. If you're ready to level up, consider joining Maverick Currencies. Our traders trade firm capital and keep 70 to 80% of profits. You bring the skill, we provide the backing. Let's get into today's market recap and see how the pros are trading the currency markets.
So today we came in from a long weekend and the markets were slightly lower. Trump announces steep tariffs on 5 more countries that will all start on August 1st. And does this really change things? Well, of course, we know that there are letters dictating new tariff rates for Japan and South Korea and Malaysia and South Africa and so on and so forth. This was somewhat expected, but people continue to believe that the worst of it won't transpire, that this is negotiating tactics and so on. At least that's how the markets are positioned. Tesla shares dropped 7% after Elon Musk announces a new political party. This tit for tat back and forth between the president and Elon Musk is not seen as a positive for Tesla and does make it perhaps more probable that certain things, certain benefits to the Tesla Corporation may go away. So certainly political news was the news of the day. Now, as we look at price action, the Japanese yen fell 0.5%. That was one of the countries in the crosshairs of the tariffs. US dollar actually had its best day in a long time. British pound also a little stronger. Kiwi a little bit more on the weak side. As we look at equity markets, the S&P, the international markets, crypto, all down about 1%. Oil started off kind of rough and rebounded, and OPEC Plus, a lot of these countries have announced increases in production. So one would think, oh, they're going to supply more oil to the market. That should drive prices down. Oil had a nice recovery, a nice reversal. When something quote unquote should go down but trades up instead, that's a market tell. So oil, I was very, very impressed by the price action today. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, all slightly lower. But really, these are quiet days in crypto. When you're talking about 1% or less, that's not much in crypto land. So we know equity markets are in a full-fledged upward trend, but in the shorter term, there are some question marks. So we had the break above prior highs to new all-time highs. Today was a bit of a reversal back down, and it seems, my best guesstimate would be that we actually come back and dip below this level, dip below the breakout zone. Now, that'll give us a lot of information. Is this a false move? If it's a false breakout, there's an old saying, from false moves come fast moves, and that's where the market could really decline. If it's just choppy around this zone and just kind of bounces around here and consolidates, that's no problem at all and would actually be very bullish. It would be a resting phase before the next surge to the upside. But we'll be watching the price action here the next couple of days, because if it is a false move, then fast starts to happen on the downside. You've got the RBA expected to cut rates by 25 basis points, announcing tonight. You've got the RBNZ expected to keep rates unchanged. Those are the major central bank meetings. We've got the FOMC meeting minutes. This is a look back at the prior Fed meeting to what was discussed, what changes might be had, and then we've got employment data out of Canada. But watch those central bank meetings. Of course, the Australian dollar, the New Zealand dollar could be moving on any news. And the first one is tonight, with the RBA expected to cut rates by 25 basis points. Now, if we look at velocity, the disappointing aspect to this is that there's not a lot of velocity and momentum in currency land. But if you were to say positive, the US dollar is having its best day in a long time. The US dollar has really, it's had its worst first half in like 40, 50 years. Been a bloodbath for the US dollar this year. But there's some other currencies. The British pound had a good day, the euro, some of these things look like they might be leveling up and could start to move to the upside. So, as possible trades are concerned, I think the US dollar is the one that's actually showing some momentum. We broke out of this range, prior highs. You can see the upward slope, the buy signal, the upward trending RSIs, and so forth. There will still be some pullbacks, still be some dips, but I would expect the dollar to perform a little bit better here. Just in a close second place, keep an eye on British pound, keep an eye on euros as an example of other possible longs to the upside. On the short side, there's not a lot there ready to trigger just yet. I wanted to show a crypto because this is Bitcoin, but it's really a representation of everything crypto, which right now is just absolutely range bound. Sideways trend in the moving average, stuck around 50 on the RSIs. Buy signals and sell signals just crisscrossing back and forth. Price action, lower highs and higher lows, and this is what they call a volatility compression. You're just not really going anywhere. You're spinning your wheels. No reason really to be trading crypto aggressively at this point in time. So, not a lot of velocity out there, but where I am a little bit more optimistic would be in the US dollar to continue to the upside, and close second would be probably the British pound for me on the long side. You could pair that up with the Aussie, the Kiwi, or the Japanese yen, and these two are the currencies that are going to have central bank meetings this week, and they're a little bit weaker. Not a lot of velocity in their charts, but of course that can change in a hurry on a central bank meeting. Hope you enjoyed today's currency recap. Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next time.